Alexander Graham Bell. Alexander Graham Bell was born in Edinburgh, Scotland on March 3, 1847. The family home was at 16 South Charlotte Street, where now we can find a commemorative market at the doorstep. He had two brothers who died from tuberculosis. There were several locution and pronunciation specialists in his family, and they were also dedicated to music, and he was integrated quickly to the family business. In 1864, Alexander won a resident place in the Weston House Elgin Academy. After that, in 1868, he started working in his father's office, who left Edinburgh years later to live in America. And then, Alexander Graham took his office entirely. His brother died in 1870, and he got severely depressed, so he moved into Brantford, Canada. His most known invention was the telephone, but in 2001, this patent was redeemed to the true inventor of the so-called teletrophone, Antonio Meucci. Despite of this, he is still considered the father of today's telecommunications because of his studies about waves. He is also known for his aerodynamic studies, contributing to the flight rush of his time. In addition, he was a virtuous pianist, ventriloquist, veterinary, and he even went politic with his law project about the eugenic movement, which were an inspiration for the later Nazi eugenics. His work about the sound and its properties was inspired in his family. His mother and his grandmother were deaf, so he started investigating waves and sound to get a way to communicate properly with his relatives. When he was young, he created, with his brother's help, a robot which could say some words like "Mom." In 1877, he got married with Mabel Gardiner Hubbard. After a near-fatal bout of scarlet fever, she became deaf at the age of 5. They met at his deaf school in 1873, and 3 years later they got married. Mabel was only 19, and Alexander was 10 years older than her. They had 4 children, 2 daughters, Elsie May and Marian, and 2 sons, Edward and Robert. Both of them died at short ages. He bought a private estate in Canada called Bainbragh, which means beautiful mountain in Gaelic. They say that his last words were about the beauty of the stars and the surroundings of his place. The main cause of Alexander's economical success and commercial harvest of his invention was the clever and quick strategies of his wife, getting him into the U.S. Centennial Exposition in Philadelphia in 1876, making him a world headline of the newspapers. Sir Kelvin saw this contraption and recommended Bell to the Committee of Electrical Awards. Alexander won the gold medal, and the next year Bell won it again because of his second invention displayed at Philadelphia, the visible speech, propelling him to international fame. Ironically, Graham Bell was not even once on the exposition because of his work at his school. Bell died of complications arising from diabetes on August 2, 1922, at his private estate, Bainbragh, Nova Scotia, at the age of 75. Bell had also been afflicted by pernicious anemia, caused also by diabetes. On learning of Bell's death, Canadian Prime Minister Mackenzie King cabled Mrs. Bell saying, "To your sense of the world lost in the death of this distinguished husband. It will ever be a source of pride to our country that the great invention, which his name is immortally associated, is a part of its history. On the behalf of the citizens of Canada, may I send you an expression of our combined gratitude and sympathy." In order to help celebrate his life, his wife asked guests not to wear black. Upon the conclusion of Bell's funeral, every fund on the continent of North America was silenced in honor of the man who had given to mankind the means for direct communication at a distance.